Welcome to the lesson on summation notation. Let's start by evaluating the sum from x equals 3 to 6 of 1 plus x squared. The way to plug this into the calculator, let's start with using our shortcut button, which is the alpha or the green button, and then F2, which is the window button. When we type in alpha F2, notice that the second choice says summation, and it has that nice little sigma notation. So we're going to scroll down and press enter, and up pops a pretty print of the summation notation. So we want to type in the variable. If you can see what's blinking, it has a little a, so it's already in the alpha mode. So we're ready to type our x. Then equals, it's already there, the equals is there. We're going to type in the 3. And now there's a little right arrow, so that tells us to scroll to the right to get to the upper limit, which is 6. And then again, there's a little triangle or an arrow that's pointing to the right, so we use our right arrow key and get to the function, which is 1 plus x squared. So we're going to type in 1 plus, then the x button, which is directly next to the alpha button, and we need to square that. So you can either use the exponent button and raise it to the second power, or you can use the shortcut button, which is the x squared, and that will automatically square it. Now we need to scroll to the right to get out from the parentheses to tell the calculator I'm done. I'm ready for you to calculate that summation. Press enter, and the answer is 90. Another way to access summation notation is using the math button. So if I were to use the math button and scroll all the way down, it's actually 0 or number 0, scroll all the way down to 0, you would see it instead of the shortcut button. So scrolling down all the way, sometimes you scroll too far, and you forget, so you have to go back up. That's fine, you can go back up. If I'm going to quit this and show you a short way to pick that, go to the math button. And now instead of scrolling all the way down, I already knew that it was 0. I can press 0, or I can scroll up instead. That way I can see what's at the bottom of my list, because this is just a continuous scrolling. So I can scroll up to 0 and pick that. Alright, I'm going to change my mode to classic print to show you another way to type this in if you don't have the pretty print on your calculator. So I'm going to go to mode and change it to scroll to the right and change it to classic, press enter, and then I'm going to quit the mode. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the second equation, which is to evaluate the sum of n equals 0 to 8 of 1 over n factorial. So I can still use the shortcut button, which is alpha, or the green button, and F2. When I pick that, I'm going to still pick number 2, so I'm going to scroll down to 2 and press enter. Now I don't have the pretty print, so the way to type in a summation notation without pretty print is to first start by typing in the function, and then a comma, and then you type in the variable that you've used for the function, most likely it's x, and then a comma, and then you type in your lower limit, comma, and then your upper limit, comma. So for our function, which is the sum of the summation of n equals 0 to 8 of 1 divided by n factorial, I'm going to start with the function, which is 1 divided by n factorial. So 1, I'm going to type 1, and then divided by, and I'm going to use x instead of n, because as far as the calculator goes, we just need a variable. So I'm going to type x, which is next to the alpha button. The factorial button is on the math key. So the math button is in that first column, about 2 or 3 rows down, but it's all the way over to prob, P-R-O-B. So I got to scroll to the right till I get to that column. And then notice number 4 is my exclamation point, which is my factorial key. So I'm going to scroll down to number 4 and press enter. Now I have my function in. So then I have to type a calculator to tell the calculator, okay, now I'm ready for you to start calculating this. The variable that I used was x, so I got to type that, comma. Then I type in my lower limit, which was 0, then a comma, and my upper limit, which was 8. And now I'm done. I'm going to close my parentheses, and when I press enter, you'll see the exact information for that summation notation. That concludes our lesson on summation notation.